Hunter's leadership in the Bad Batch shifts significantly after the introduction of Omega, creating a measurable change in how he evaluates risk, assigns duties, and responds to conflict. During the Clone Wars, Hunter operated strictly as a mission-focused commander whose decisions were based on reconnaissance, tactical probability, and the specialized abilities of each squad member. After the rise of the Empire, his choices increasingly reflect protective behavior rather than coordinated strategic direction. Evidence of this shift appears in the earliest post-Order 66 missions. Hunter repeatedly selects escape-oriented routes, prioritizing concealment and evasion over offensive or opportunistic engagement. In the mission on Salokami, he avoids confrontation with Imperial forces even when tactical advantages exist. This behavior aligns with parental caution rather than the decisive operational posture he displayed during the war. Omega's presence amplifies this pattern. Hunter begins assessing environments through the lens of safety rather than mission viability. In the episode Replacements, he restricts Omega from participating in standard recon tasks, despite her insistence and despite identical tasks being routinely assigned to younger clones during the Clone Wars. His decision is not grounded in Omega's demonstrated performance, but in protective instinct, signaling a shift from systemic evaluation to individualized safeguarding. This shift affects the squad's operational cohesion. Wrecker, Tech, and Echo continue to function through mission-first frameworks, but Hunter delays decisions or reroutes objectives when Omega is exposed to potential threats. In Cornered, he abandons a procurement objective immediately after Omega is targeted, even though the squad has completed similar missions under hostile conditions. The deviation demonstrates a reprioritization centered on a single individual rather than the unit. Hunter's dialogue also reflects this adjustment. He frequently uses language associated with caretaking rather than command. Instructions to Omega emphasize safety protocols instead of skill development. During missions, he monitors her position more closely than tactical markers or adversary movement. Such behavior is consistent with parental oversight rather than strategic leadership. Hunter's choices repeatedly demonstrate a reluctance to engage in broader political or military alliances. When Rex proposes coordinated action in Battle Scars, Hunter declines involvement despite Rex's intelligence on the Empire's expansion. His justification centers on maintaining Omega's safety instead of considering long-term strategic implications for the squad or other clone units. This indicates a narrowing of priorities driven by familial concerns. Crosshair's departure further exposes the divide between leadership styles. Crosshair evaluates Hunter's caution as indecision, citing multiple moments where the squad withdraws or changes, course due to Omega-related concerns. This is supported by episodes where Hunter pauses operations until Omega is accounted for, even when other squad members are in active engagement. Crosshair's criticism highlights a measurable behavioral pattern rather than personal disagreement. Omega's integration into the squad increases Hunter's decision-making load. In episodes such as Common Ground, Omega's presence directly affects the team's willingness to accept missions from Sid. Hunter hesitates to involve her, even when the squad requires income, forcing Tech and Echo to adjust their logistical planning. This tension illustrates the operational strain caused by Hunter's dual roles. Hunter's attention allocation shifts from multi-vector battlefield analysis to single-subject monitoring. During the rescue mission on Daro, Hunter's focus remains primarily on Omega's location and safety, even as the squad navigates a high-risk Imperial facility. This contrasts with earlier Clone Wars episodes in which Hunter regularly tracked multiple squad members and enemy positions simultaneously. Hunter's risk tolerance declines substantially throughout the series. Instances in which he previously would have pursued high-value targets or strategic opportunities shift toward retreat or defensive positioning. This is demonstrated clearly when he chooses to disengage from Hemlock's operations rather than coordinate resistance, despite Echo presenting actionable intelligence. The decision aligns with minimizing immediate danger rather than maximizing long-term strategic gain. The squad compensates for Hunter's altered risk posture in various ways. Tech assumes increased analytical responsibilities. Wrecker handles additional physical tasks, and Echo pushes for more proactive action. None of these shifts occur because Hunter assigns them. They emerge organically due to gaps created by his protective focus on Omega. This indicates a decentralization of leadership without intentional restructuring. Hunter's behavioral changes impact the squad's adaptability. While Clone Force 99 was originally designed to operate fluidly in unpredictable environments, Hunter's protective instincts reduce tactical flexibility. Missions become more linear and less experimental, as Hunter avoids actions that introduce variables Omega might be exposed to. This contrasts with the squad's earlier record of leveraging unpredictability as a strength. Throughout the series, Hunter's decisions reflect a consistent prioritization of Omega's development and security over mission optimization. He shifts from executing Republic directives to managing the well-being of a dependent, altering his strategic framework. This does not signify failure, but a functional transformation. He behaves as a guardian rather than a commander. Hunter's leadership evolves from tactical precision to protective supervision, a shift supported by dialogue, behavioral evidence, mission outcomes, and the responses of other squad members. His choices consistently align with parental responsibility rather than operational leadership, demonstrating that his primary role within the squad becomes fatherhood, not command authority. Crosshair's departure highlighted the first structural fissure. In the series premiere, Crosshair repeatedly challenges Hunter's hesitation on Kamino and on Seleucami, arguing that Hunter's reluctance to engage targets compromised mission success. Crosshair's conflict is not ideological but procedural. He identifies that Hunter weighs Omega's presence more heavily than operational risks. This mismatch between expected military protocol and Hunter's protective instinct becomes the catalyst for Crosshair's alignment with the Empire, indicating that Hunter's parental approach directly disrupted team hierarchy. Subsequent missions show the squad compensating for Hunter's cautious tendencies. On Corellia, Echo pushes for participation in Rex's mission, citing the broader implications for clone survival. Hunter refuses until Omega argues for involvement, meaning decision-making, derived from emotional bonds rather than long-term strategy. Echo's frustration indicates an internal recognition that the squad's goals are constrained by Hunter's protective priorities. Wrecker adapts differently. He follows Hunter's orders without questioning intent, but his compliance creates imbalance. Wrecker's reliance on clear instructions becomes problematic when Hunter hesitates. Multiple scenes on Ord Mantell show Wrecker waiting for explicit direction, while Hunter debates the safest approach for Omega. This delay creates operational inefficiencies, demonstrating how Hunter's caution slows the squad's responsiveness. Tech's behavior further supports this analysis. Tech often corrects, clarifies, or supplements Hunter's decisions with data-driven alternatives. His constant need to provide analytical justification suggests that Hunter's choices increasingly rely on instinct rather than strategy. Tech's expanded role as risk analyst emerges because Hunter prioritizes Omega's safety over broader tactical considerations, shifting the burden of operational judgment to other squad members. Omega's presence becomes the central factor shaping the squad's actions. Hunter's protective decisions restrict mission selection, limit high-risk engagements, and reduce the squad's willingness to collaborate with larger resistance networks. Evidence appears in their avoidance of Rex's early offers to join a coordinated movement against the Empire. Hunter frames involvement as too dangerous for Omega, which delays the squad's integration into broader resistance structures. This delay affects their tactical positioning. While other clones join movements such as Rex's network or insurgent cells, the Bad Batch operates on the periphery, often performing short-term retrieval contracts instead of contributing to strategic, anti-imperial efforts. These choices stem from Hunter's parent-first, soldier-second mindset. The consequence is organizational stagnation and missed opportunities for collective security. Crosshair's path under the Empire shows a contrasting trajectory. He remains mission-oriented, maintains chain-of-command discipline, and adapts to imperial demands. While his environment is ethically compromised, his consistent adherence to structure emphasizes how Hunter's shift away from objective command destabilized the batch. Crosshair's capability thrives under rigid hierarchy, while the batch under Hunter becomes fluid, reactive, and dependent on Omega's needs. Hunter's arrest on Darrow in Season 1 further demonstrates how his protective choices affect squad survival. Hunter is captured because he sends Omega away rather than retreating with the group. The decision prioritizes her safety but reduces squad strength and results in his own capture. The subsequent rescue mission endangers all members, showing how parental instincts conflict with tactical prudence. In Season 2, the team's divergence accelerates. Echo separates from the group to join Rex, citing the need to support clone liberation efforts. Echo's departure demonstrates a structural outcome: members seeking missions aligned with larger social impact rather than small-scale survival. Echo leaves because Hunter's protective strategy restricts meaningful engagement. This indicates organizational misalignment caused by leadership motivation mismatch. Omega's kidnapping by the Empire provides the clearest evidence of the long-term consequences. Hunter's protection-first leadership style prevents the team from building alliances, gathering intelligence networks, or establishing defensive infrastructure. When Omega is taken, the squad lacks connections and resources that might have prevented or mitigated the event. Their limited network reflects Hunter's isolationist decisions throughout prior seasons. The Empire's interest in Omega also reveals a strategic gap. Hunter understood her importance, but never developed a systematic plan to ensure her safety beyond avoidance and relocation. The absence of long-term contingency planning demonstrates a shift from strategic thinking to immediate reactive protection. This gap directly contributes to the Empire tracking and capturing Omega. Tech's death also exposes structural weaknesses. Tech often filled analytical and planning roles that Hunter no longer performed consistently. Without defined leadership and distributed command functions, the team's decision-making capability deteriorated. Tech's sacrifice is partly a result of the squad operating without clear tactical redundancies, a situation that emerges from leadership centered on parental instincts rather than military protocol. Wrecker's regression in Season 2 further supports the analysis. Without consistent command structure, Wrecker becomes increasingly uncertain. He relies on Omega for emotional grounding and Hunter for direction, but Hunter's hesitation creates gaps in situational awareness. Wrecker's behavior shows the consequences of leadership instability. Dependent members lose clarity in roles and expectations. By Season 3, the long-term effects fully materialize. Hunter wants to retreat to Pabu permanently, citing Omega's safety as justification. This desire directly contradicts Echo and Rex's ongoing efforts to support clone liberation. It also contradicts established military logic. Retreat leaves other clones vulnerable and allows the Empire uncontested control. Hunter's decision is rooted entirely in parental priority, detaching the squad from broader clone interests. The structure of the Bad Batch becomes fragmented. Echo operates externally. Crosshair re-enters under duress. Wrecker seeks stability. Omega becomes the mission rather than a member. Hunter's leadership choices shift the group from a functional military unit to a family-like structure where emotional bonds replace operational roles. This transformation decreases organizational effectiveness and increases vulnerability. The cumulative consequence is that the Bad Batch evolves into a group shaped by personal survival rather than strategic contribution. Hunter's parental approach provides Omega emotional security, but limits the squad's capability to influence events affecting clones across the galaxy. The team's reduced operational efficiency, fragmented structure, and lack of strategic alliances stem directly from Hunter's shift toward fatherhood over leadership.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button. My main channel is Critical Analysis Hub, where I post Star Wars content about the movies. My secondary channel is Critical Analysis Hub Plus, where I focus on the shows of Star Wars. And my third channel is Critical Analysis Hub XP, where I post comic books. Be sure to take a moment and check them out. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.